because of your job? What movies do you hate because of the inaccuracies portrayed with that job? Every time the lawyer tells a story and brings up evidence not in the record instead of asking a question. Any movie with hacking where they bang on the keyboard for a few seconds and they're magically into the system. Literally anything to do with electrical shocks or faulty circuits. Or even the wiring of the boxes they have to cut the power to. Every movie with laboratory shots they don't know shit. And every movie with someone cooking with long open hair. Your standard grenades don't create giant balls of fire. Almost anything medical related. The way those idiots do CPR wouldn't resuscitate a wet paper bag. Not to mention that I have yet to meet a doctor who takes vitals or does IVs or dispenses medicine. Or discharges patients. Used to work in a drug rehab. Drug addiction portrayal is usually okayish, but the withdrawals treatment, cold turkey stuff in movies and shows is crap. And #X200B. Your love and support won't magically fix them. It doesn't work that way. Movies where characters use ductwork to move around. The insides are nasty and riddled with screw tips. You would be a dirty, bloody mess after crawling through. Never mind kicking grates off and all that. If it is medium pressure duct, it would be very hard crawling through there with a hurricane blowing in your face. As a former linguistics professor, I'm really annoyed that people think we can just join a top-secret branch of government to communicate with aliens and bend time. Also, she had a nice house for a linguistics professor. Arrival. Most anything involving horses. Seeing people who can't ride yanking on the reins. Horse breeds used in filming not correct for the region. The list goes on. Basically anything with lasers. Especially horror movies where people get brutally murdered by them. I have a job. And every time someone in a movie has a job, they never have to do the job. Or go to their job. Or focus on their job. Or stay at their job. Or answer to their job. Or request PTO from their job. Or be good at their job. Rock climbing is my hobby. Not my job. However, I still have to say that most depictions of rock climbing in movies are just atrocious. Basically, everything depicted in law firms is just wrong. It does not help that I live in a country with a somewhat different legal system to the US. Which means that people here get the wrong idea about how courts and law stuff in general works. Not my job, but I hate when there's a heist or a robbery in a movie and they make it look like a lot of money is light and easy to carry. Money can get really heavy. Indiana Jones is not an archaeologist, he is an antiquities thief. Avengers. Age of Ultron field officers working in intelligence are divorced. Anything that involves funerals or autopsies. Not a movie. But HGTV remodeling shows. I work for a remodeling contractor and those shows skew the reality of the scope of work, timelines, and costs of remodeling homes so badly. It gives homeowners very unrealistic ideas. Anything to do with computers or hacking. I also don't work with guns. But I own several. Anything to do with guns in a movie is utter BS. Reloading. Bullet penetration. Accuracy. Cover versus concealment. Edit. Forgot about suppressors as well. A Hollywood suppressor sound is portrayed at about 70 decibels. When in reality a suppressed .22 is really 115 decibels. That between an ambulance siren, 120 decibels, and a jackhammer, 110 decibels. Not a movie, but Law and Order. Any movie that has U.S. Army personnel in it. Could they please hire someone to at least make the uniforms be correct? Any movie or TV show with a therapist. I've never seen a therapist in the screen who was an accurate portrayal of the profession. I'm unemployed but an expert in computers and cars. The computer hacking and car chase segments in most movies are just very unrealistic. What especially annoys me is when there's a car chase involving cars that have vastly different performance figures. Like in No Man's Land, 1987. There's a car chase between a Porsche 911 Turbo Type 930, a lightweight sports car that was among the fastest cars back then, and an American 2-ton plus Lincoln Continental land yacht. In real life, the Porsche would disappear into the distance, but in the movie, the land yacht keeps up, and it's obvious that the Porsche is mostly driven slowly in order for the Lincoln to keep up. I'm a film photographer and I love The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. But the lens Sean O'Connell uses is a modern electronic aperture lens. You adjust the aperture with controls in the camera body. But the camera body he's using has no such functionality. No film photographer would make this mistake or pair those pieces together. Not movies particularly. But I'm the CO and anything regarding prisons is a little cringe. I've been an officer for about 5 years and, not saying I don't like the shows BC, I do. But there are tons of inaccuracies. Orange is the Black Oz, Prison Break, and even the new Netflix show Inside Man. So much of that stuff would never happen. Still enjoy the shows though, as the fiction that they are. But I still feel the need to tell my girlfriend, that's BS. I'm sure she just loves watching these things with me. But then again, I'm also a science, history nerd, so she can't really watch much without me having something to refute its legitimacy in the real world.